80-20-365, a time management system to help you achieve your goals and dreams in 2021 and beyond. We all have the same amount of time. Our results depend where we invest it. And welcome to Living Your Life Well Planned, the 80-20-365 success system with Adam Vincent Gilmer. I'm your host, Gene Velitis, and you can see right here, we're up to episode number 40, and welcome back. And to get the most out of this program, as always, we highly recommend, you get a copy of your daily planner that's going to be good for 12 months. You'll be able to set your 30, 60, 90-day goals. You'll score your day. You'll have a purpose statement, and you'll actually go right through to the next 5 years of your life, planning exactly how you want things to unfold in your life. Joining us today on the broadcast, along with Adam Vincent Gilmer, we have special guests and experts in the direct sales industry. Sherry Sharman is here and Jeffrey Gall also here. They joined us in the previous episodes, but I know a lot of people move around, so we just wanted to make sure you knew that our special guests are on the show today. Adam Vincent Gilmer, today we're talking about hustle versus being aligned. You know, we know that there's hard work involved in this industry. You know, if everybody could be successful, everybody would be successful. But you've got to have the plan, you've got to have the goals, you've got to have your purpose, you have your objectives, and this is all a part of this podcast. But now we're talking about that balance thing again. Hustle versus being aligned, and it's about embracing the concept of rest, recovery, and reflection. So, to you, Adam, what is rest, recovery, and reflection all about? Why is it essential? Then we'll go to our guests with the same question. Adam.
Awesome. Well, Happy New Year to everybody, and get ready because this is going to be the year of not only change, but massive growth in so many areas. I liken this to kind of like, your phone, your iPhone or your, Samsung Galaxy, or whatever phone that you happen to be using. It's good when it's charged, right? And it's ready to go. And the biggest challenge is that we use up the energy as much as we can when it's fully charged, because that's what it's made for. That's its purpose. That's the being. That's why it was created. But the challenge is it's like a brick when it doesn't have any energy in it, right? It's like, what the hell's the point of this thing? And that's what I want to stress to everybody. And I say stress in a good way, meaning that you need to stress yourself enough to say, it's time for me to chill out, okay? You're in a much better mindset when you're in a relaxation mode where you feel the zen of the world and the energy and what have you just coming together. We just recently came back from our mountain home up in Tahoe. I've had an amazing time with family. I already said in previous episodes from literally December 23rd to like the 28th, my planner is blank. It has red lines through the pages. I didn't do any purpose statement. I didn't plan this, that, and the other. I just spent time with family. There was drinking, partying, opening gifts. There was snowboarding. It wasn't like we weren't doing anything. It wasn't like laying around like a bump on the log or becoming a professional couch potato. Okay. By the way, we watched movies. We hung out. We as I say, went down crazy slopes and this, that, and the other. We had great time with family. And then, there's a lot of energy and time spent on putting all that in motion, right? But I didn't think of at the moment in time until look at, and that's okay. I took my planners with me and I said, let me go and make sure that I have the time to say, I'll plan out 2021 and then through 2026. And I know that's a big lofty thing, but when you're watching Lake Tahoe, the lake, chilling out, it's snowing, okay, you're having hot cocoa, the family's there, the kids are playing, they're on a video game or what have you, or they're snowboarding, what have you. It gives you the time to think about you. And what's also really important about getting this done is, if you're always worried about what everybody else is doing and this and the other day and trying to be a pleaser, there's no time for you. You've got to slow down enough, just like your iPhone or your Samsung Galaxy, to get charged, or maybe your iWatch. But when it's charged, it is powerful. people are like, oh my God, what are you on? People want to know what's going on. And like the last episode, we talked about, you know, being inspired and being passionate and hanging around the right people and surrounding yourself with the people that are on purpose, going to go make things happen, like-minded, aligned. Okay. You come out of that like a volcano ready to erupt for the good. Okay. Like to expand Hawaii. And that's the whole point. The point is, if you go through this new year of being stressed, and that's what I love about the 80-20-365 system. It's not just financial, okay? But that's the last thing on the list, okay? It's spiritual, being. Then you take in the right knowledge, being brain, specialized information, working on your body, getting some fitness goals together. You know, I don't want you to be an Arnold Schwarzenegger or a massive, huge bodybuilder. What I want you being is in shape to enjoy life, okay? Bring brain, body, managing your time, networking with the right kinds of people, which is the fifth pillar. And the last is finances. And it starts to all come together. But just to round out, Gene, this is what we're talking about. It's time for you to understand that. And by the way, part of the planner, there's things in there that are called fear things first. Then there's the 3 pieces of life, which is something for yourself, planning stuff for yourself, planning some stuff for others, and then planning and going to work. And the reason why you must, not needs a bad word, the reason why it is important part of the formula that you take care of yourself is, you know, when you jump on a plane and the stewardess or the captain comes on and they give the monologue, they tell you, in case of an emergency, make sure you put your mask on yourself first so you can help somebody else. You've got to put the mask on yourself. You got to take a big gasp of oxygen. And that gasp of oxygen for you is slow down enough to make sure that you get a little bit of rest, some relaxation, and you can approach your goals and dreams for this year on purpose.
I love it. You know, I really love the analogy with the cell phone. You know, while you were answering that question, I was just thinking, could you imagine if we had a little meter on our forehead and, you know, it came down to 22%, how we would panic if we could actually see it displayed there? But I mean, because look what happens when your phone is at 22%. People are running to every wall looking for a plug. We need to do that to our body as well. So, Sherry, I'm going to put the same set of questions over to you so you can reflect on what is essential between hustle and being aligned. How do you embrace the concept of rest, recovery, and reflection?
Well, Gene, you know, when I first got started in this industry, I know what burnout is. And I was so excited about, you know, building sales teams and helping other people become successful that I completely burnt out. I worked 7 days a week, sometimes 18, 20 hours a day, you know, doing phone calls and going and doing presentations and all these things. And I ended up getting Epstein-Barr virus, which is chronic fatigue. And so I had to learn how to relax. I physically was in such pain from the exhaustion that I learned to start meditating. I started walking on the beach, and I started, you know, just, you know, taking time out for myself, massage, you know, a walk in the forest, whatever it took just to have some downtime. And everyone needs to create that, because we don't want you to get sick. And I experienced that. And I have to say, since that experience of being burnt out, I really value my Zen time. I really love going within. I go to sleep every single night with meditation music and, you know, high vibrational sounds, you know, just to get me, you know, my brain into that theta and delta wavelength, you know. So, and Jeffrey will be much better at explaining this because he's a scientist, you know, I'm a preschool teacher, you know. So I think if no matter what career you're in, take time for you.
Thanks. Well, Jeffrey, you come from the science background as opposed to the spiritual, although the two are completely intertwined because they have to be according to the laws of physics. So we're dealing with hustle versus being aligned in life, and that's all about balance, and that's exactly what the planner is about in all these podcasts. So, Jeffrey, talk to me about your experience with rest, recovery, and reflection.
Too. You know, one of the key principles I've always lived by is sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. Everybody
Beautiful.
go fast.
Beautiful.
We all want to go fast, but we have to slow down a little sometimes. And so this ties in all of the conversations we've had thus far in the previous couple episodes. And, you know, I talked about energy and your brain being the most powerful transmitter and receiver. And then Adam talked about one of the people who inspired him, Bruce Lee, on the value of words. And Sherry talked about being grateful and meditation. And the reality is this: I start every day and I end every day the same way. While I'm laying in bed, I verbally say out loud what I am grateful for. And it's different all the time, because at night you're grateful for all the wonderful things during the day. But no matter how difficult your life is, there's always something to be grateful for. And the fact is, you're still breathing, correct? I mean, that is the number one. We're still alive, and it's something worth to be grateful for. And so you just find all those things. Those words have a vibration. The universe is going to deliver. And so, and Adam's right on with the charging, and I love the cell phone, and, you know, but I think about the cell in the body. And those cells also are like a battery. There's a maximum charge, and then those cells are depleted, and you need to rest your system. And by the way, you need to feed the system with all the proper foods and thoughts. So the foods you're eating, you want stuff that's going to feed you and grow and bring up the energy, not drain it. So that goes into a whole being on the right nutritional products. And then secondly, your brain has that same battery or cell source that you need to be feeding the brain. You need to be feeding with podcasts like this, with information, with stories, with inspiration, with motivation, with passion, to also charge that cell. So as you could tell, I'm passionate about what I'm talking about, because it is so critical and so important, and people can change lives, and potentially in a collective consciousness, we could create movement. And we're all moving in the same direction, and you need that energy at maximum. I'm all about, people say to me, what do you do? And I tell people, my goal is to help you achieve your highest potential, which is different for everyone in the world, but I want to help you be the best, that gift you were put on this planet to be. And you can't do that unless you're at maximum energy and maximum capacity.
Fantastic. This has really been a great podcast. Listen, Jeffrey, I want to thank you very much for being on this podcast. It's been great to have you here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Sherry, thank you very much for being on this episode and the previous few episodes, and we'll have the two of you back. Thank you so much, Sherry.
My pleasure.
Adam Vincent Gilmer, we're going to give you the last word on this topic about reflection and relaxing, because I know after you record this podcast, you're going to do that with your family. So, I mean, you're living the life, and you walk your walk, you walk the talk. So final words from you, Adam, on this episode number 40.
You know, over the years, people have said to me, and, you know, both Sherry and Jeff and yourself know, you know, I put into plan area of practices, right? So now it's become a daily habit. I mean, purpose statement. I read my purpose statement 3 times a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon after my midday meal, and then right before I go to bed. In fact, I even recorded it, because sometimes I'm tired, and I'm like, I just hit the play button on my voice notes on my phone, and it plays back my purpose statement to me, and it's out into the universe. Okay. And this is important. You've got to live your life in balance. Just keep chasing the dream, chasing the dream, chasing the dream. Like Sherry talked about, it's going to wear you out. So it's better to practice the speed of going slow. In fact, Robert Allen talks about, another one of my mentors, talks about the tortoise and the hare, right? And the hare speeds off into the future. I'm going to beat the tortoise, beat the tortoise, beat the tortoise. And then notices, hey, I like that carrot. I'm going to sit and eat it. And the tortoise is just plodding along, just keeping focus, staying on track. And the tortoise ends up winning the race. You've all heard the story in his narrative in in the book Nothing Down on Real Estate, he talks about this. You've got to have a steady, methodical way to go. And what I love about the 80-20-365 planner is that it puts this in motion in your life. And listen, I don't care. It's just like when I tell people, listen, when you buy your new car, if you bought a Mercedes-Benz, it now becomes your Mercedes-Benz. If you went out and bought a new VW, it became your car, okay? You bought a new BMW, it's become your car. It's left the dealer's ownership and it's become yours. When you go online and you purchase the planner, it's not mine, it's yours. When you buy the new iPhone, it goes from Apple to you, it's yours. When you buy the new Samsung Galaxy, it goes from them Windows to you. It becomes yours. There's ownership over the deal. And what you have to do is take ownership of your life. And what we're doing is giving you as much information as we can of the things, the ideas, the thoughts, the vignettes, the memories, the education pieces that have happened, the building blocks of our life that have worked, and the failures, and we're giving it to you. What we're asking you to do is step up and make the deal work. And the reason I only charge $1 a day is I could charge thousands of dollars for this. The reason why I don't do that is I would rather have you as a partner in life growth than make a little bit of profit on you once. I'd rather have you a partner in life growth. And that's the whole point. Step up, go get yourself a planner, get your life plan for 2021 and beyond, like I put into practice in my life, and the others have too. And we can't wait to see you when everything opens up on the beaches of the world, hanging out, talking about the great things that have taken place in your life. And it's because you heard of this episode or that episode, or Sherry turned you on to this, or Jeff or Eugene, or something we said moved you and allowed you to take the step up into your life's purpose, for a reason. We want to hear those stories. So from my family to all of yours, thank you so much for this incredible podcast. Take care. Happy New Year. And we'll talk to you soon.
Great. Thanks, Adam. Now, if you have been listening in order, podcasts 37 to this one, 40, have really been setting up the new year. And again, I like to emphasize, if you started listening to this in even June, don't worry that it's not January. You can start anytime, and you can start filling out your daily planner. So get it on the website, 80-20-365.com. So like I said, we've really set up the new year. Coming up in episode 41, we're going to start the nuts and bolts of this whole thing together, and it's going to be fun, along with the inventor of the 80-20-365 system, Adam Vincent Gilmer. So now, for Adam, for Jeffrey, and Sherry, I'm Gene Velitis. See you on episode 41 of Living Your Life Well Planned. 80-20-365, a time management system to help you achieve your goals and dreams in 2021 and beyond. We all have the same amount of time. Our results depend where we invest it. 80-20-365, living your life well planned.